Is this real life?
Oh my
Nah, come
goodness.
on.
Oh my goodness. Hi.
No. Oh, the way I am a fan of you.
The
Holy
way
shit.
I am a fan of you. Are you kidding me? Do you know
I
that I
please.
watch your performance of Time After Time at least once a week
Oh no, are you
and
serious?
and give myself a good old cry?
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Oh, it's so beautiful. You're so amazing. You're so talented. You're so funny. Oh my God. You're just amazing.
If I may, you, your brand of performance art, and I'm not calling it drag, but
Mhm.
I want to bring focus to it the way that I see it.
Mm-hmm.
The way you incorporate your dance training and you're beautiful. And if you wanted to, you could just rely on your aesthetic. Like you could
Mm-hmm.
just, you could be like, I'm a glam queen and just call it a day. But you rope all of these, or you weave all of these other things into what you do on stage, and your time on Drag Race was riveting. But even since then, I've been watching you via social media and just seeing how your star has grown, and how you make a concerted effort to further incorporate all that you are into your art. And I just think, you are such a star. Like, goddamn.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. That's so sweet. I mean, one of my favorite things about drag is the fact that it's a constant learning process. There's always a new thing to learn. There's always something to improve on. And I mean, for myself, when I got on the show, I didn't consider myself a glam queen or a fashion person or anything like that. Like, I was a dancer. So everything my performance always revolved around being able to dance, and kind of the fashion aspect of it is something I fell into a little bit later, kind of when I had to get ready to go on the show. Yeah. Cause I was never, like, when I would go on stage, people would expect me to dance. So I was always in a stretch dance catsuit or a leotard, and looks and fashion were never really a thing that played a big part in my drag. So that was something I had to develop a lot later. Yeah.
So, who taught you? I know that, pardon my ignorance on drag culture, but there are houses that you can belong to, or drag mothers and such.
Yeah, I have a drag mother. Who taught me what though? Like,
very good.
Everything.
Who do you attribute to knowing who brought you into the world of fashion? Then, if dance was your in to perform.
Yeah. Honestly, kind of, I brought myself into it. I just,
okay.
I mean, I looked at, I took inspiration and was fans of other drag queens, obviously. Like, some of the drag queens who had come before me. Detox has always been a big inspiration for me.
Right.
Roxy Andrews, and then some of the old school pageant queens like Mimi Marks, Erica Andrews. Like, these are old drag legends. Really played a big impact on me. And also 90s glamour. I love the 90s supermodels. That whole kind of golden age of fashion always looked so magical and iconic to me. So I always loved that. So I always try to kind of bring a little bit of that bitchy glamour, that Versace
right
golden
on.
age.
I love that.
Yeah. Sasha Colby, another one. Yes.
Where do you live?
I just moved to LA, actually. I live in LA.
I was like, the sun's still out, so
it's LA. Are you in New York?
I live in Weehawken.
Okay.
Weehawken is literally, if you go through the Lincoln Tunnel, as soon as you come out,
you're in Weehawken.
You're in Weehawken, and
work.
Yeah, we just moved back in August. I'm no spring chicken, so
Me neither.
so I was like, it might be time for me to hang up my bar hopping hats and call it a day, so to speak. So, how are you faring in LA? Like, and why did you move?
Oh, I love it. I moved because I was living in Nashville, Tennessee. I'd been there for 5 years. I
Oh
moved
wait,
down.
so you never lived in? So how did the name Brooklyn Heights come about? I just assumed that you lived
No,
in New York.
I'm actually from Toronto, so I'm Canadian. And then I moved. Yeah, I'm Canadian. And then I moved from Canada to South Africa. I lived there for 2 years dancing, and then I moved to New York. So I did live in New York for 4 years, and I was dancing there. I moved back to Toronto, and that's when I started like really doing drag. And then from Toronto, I moved down to Nashville because I got a job at a really good drag bar down there. So I moved to Nashville, and then
Wow.
I was there for 5 years. And this last year, I really wasn't home at all because I've been touring around like a crazy person. So, and I just didn't like Nashville. It wasn't. I had a really I
tribe
loved the
wasn't there.
job. Yeah, I had a great job there, but once the job was kind of over, there was nothing really left for me there.
Okay.
And I've always wanted to try out the West Coast, and I have lots of friends out here, and I was just getting kind of lonely, especially with everything that was going on. With everything that's going on right now with the coronavirus, I just felt very isolated and alone, and
That's
I
a
needed a
common
change.
thing, or theme among all of us. I feel it is so easily to feel like this is happening singularly to
Mm-hmm.
you, when in fact it's, you know, we're all experiencing a version, at least I think, of.
Yeah, my mom actually said something really profound the other day. She said, "We're not all in the same boat, but we're all in the same storm,"
Ooh,
which I really liked. I was like, "Go, Mom! Where'd that
come on,
Joan?
Mom.
Where did that come from?
Come on.
Come on with the wisdom."
Do you have siblings?
Yes, I'm the youngest of 4.
Holy shit, Mama's busy.
Mama was busy. Yes, I have 2 older sisters and an older brother, and I think I'm at 12 nieces and nephews now.
Oh my God.
They're
So
all
now, how has it been introducing Uncle as Brooklyn Heights, or have you had to, or do we just accept it and it's just it is what it is?
because the age range is like the kids are like 20 to like 4. So we run the whole gamut. So the older ones definitely know about me, and they've actually been to a couple of my shows because you can go to bars when you're 19 and stuff in Toronto. So they've come to a couple shows and a couple of drag brunches I've done. My oldest sister is gay as well, so her kids were kind of brought up in a more open environment, and the other kids kind of know about it. It's not really super talked about. It's not like a shush.
Oh, now I
subject.
hear it about.
Yeah, it's not like it's just kind of something that's not like brought up a lot to the kids, which is fine by me. I mean, it is what it is. I think they know what I do. I've actually never asked them.
Sure.
I'm assuming they know what I do.
Are you just the fun uncle and they don't?
I'm the fun uncle who pops in and out of town every once in a while and gives them presents.
So did you, when you first started drag, or actually 2 questions, why did you start drag? And did you ever, did you aspire for it to be as fully formed as it is turned to? I mean, because you are, in your own right, a global superstar now.
Oh, wow. I like to refer to myself as gayness. I'm gay famous. I'm gayness. I am gayness. Why did I start drag? I was that gay little kid. I was that kid you look at and you're like, ooh, he might not be, but he probably is. Ever since I remember, I loved dolls and dresses, and I remember the first time when I kind of knew, I didn't know what a drag queen was, but I knew it's what I wanted to be. I was brought up quite Christian, so we didn't have access to
You brought up what?
Christian, quite in a Christian environment. So I didn't have access to a lot of TVs and movies, but one of the movies we did have was The 10 Commandments, starring Charlton Heston and Anne Baxter. Bitch. Anne Baxter was who I wanted to be.
No, that is hilarious.
And
of all the characters in them.
Yeah, Nefertiti. She played Nefertiti, lounging in the silk chiffon, the silk chiffon gowns and the hair and the jewels and the fans and her
And that just
fucking
spoke to you.
don't fuck with me attitude. Oh,
That's
she was like my whole life I've carried her with me. I'm like, you in that
Wow.
movie was like just the only one for me. And that's like, that was the first time I looked at that and I was like, oh, I want to be that.
That's so fascinating.
I know.
But that your, how to articulate this? It's so fascinating that your desire to be that wasn't quarantined, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
by the backdrop of whichever country you found yourself in, seeing as
Mm-hmm.
how you moved around so much, by the what's the word, the taboo of it all,
Mm-hmm.
that there was enough space from the point of imagination to the realm of possibility. The distance in between wasn't suffocated by the thought that that was without the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I've always been a very strong-willed person.
Okay.
So when I kind of decide I'm going to do something, that's what's going to happen.
Right on.
And I mean, I've kind of,
You're from my tribe.
yeah, it's weird. It's something like I forget about myself and then I look back at my life and I'm like, wow, like everything you set out to accomplish, you accomplished.
Right on.
Every last thing that you wanted to do, you did. So that kind of makes me believe that anything is possible if you really want it bad enough, which is incredible. But yeah, I just kind of went for it. I didn't know I was going for it, but like I just said yes to things and I just put myself in uncomfortable positions. Like I started dancing ballet when I was 15 at the National Ballet School of Canada, which is one of the top ballet schools in the world. Yep. And I somehow got accepted. And I was so out of my league and so far behind, but I just pushed my way through it and I made it happen. And the way I found drag in the way I do now, again, it's something I started experimenting with at 19. The ballet school that I was attending was right in the gay village of Toronto. So I literally had to kind of walk through the village every day to get to school. So I was kind of immersed in that for several years before I actually started going to the bars, and I started experimenting with drag then, and it kind of was an on and off thing for most of my early 20s. And then I think it was about 25, I was dancing in New York and I was just so burnt out and tired. I was tired of being poor. I was tired of working for somebody else. I was like my body was just sore, and I still really loved drag. And I thought to myself, and I was like, you know, like I was falling out of love with ballet, and I was starting to resent it. I was starting to resent dance.
Wow.
And that's something I didn't want to happen. So I was like, I need to take a step back and do what I actually love about this career, which is the drag side of it for me. So I moved back to Toronto. I quit my job. I moved back to Toronto. And I started doing drag. I did a bunch of bar pageants and stuff. And within 6 months, I was supporting myself, and I was a full-time drag queen. And I think it really stemmed from, I hate being told what to do. It's always my biggest pet peeve when someone in a position of authority, I don't mind being told what to do, but I want to know why if I don't understand.
Yes.
You can tell me
have to accompany the rules with why.
Exactly.
And because I told you so, doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. No, that's what makes my blood boil. People who are in positions of power who abuse that power.
Just tell me why.
Just tell me why. That's
because
all.
That will affect how I respond to the mandate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I'm a happy employee, I'm going to work harder for you, and I'm going to want to do my job more. It's really that simple. And with drag, the great thing about it is I was my own boss. I called all the shots. I made all of my decisions. I did everything myself. So, yeah, it was amazing. It was the perfect career move for me. I got to do what I love every single day. I got to play dress up, and I mean, it's awesome.
So how do you decipher, who designs all your looks? Like, because I have a stylist. His name is Michael Fusco, and anytime I walk out of the house to be on camera for anything, he does it, because I have no stylistic fashion vocabulary whatsoever. So
I'm like that with boy clothes. Girl, I style and design myself. Nobody else.
man, come on, are you serious?
Everything. I put it all together. I have the fine. Nobody shows up and says, this is what you're wearing. I'm like, people have tried. Like when I've done magazine shoots or film stuff, and they'll be like, there'll be a stylist, and I'll be like, no, there won't. There can be somebody to do up my zippers, but I will be the one styling myself. Yeah, that's especially for drag queens. Most drag queens are like that. They want to dress themselves. And again, it comes from, this is my art. This is my representation of myself.
Sure.
Like, and it goes as far as like having photo approval on things and stuff, because like I assume a normal actor is somebody, they take the pictures for the promo or whatever, and then they just see them when they come out. But with a drag queen,
let me stop you.
Mm-hmm. That's not true.
Remove the word normal.
No, oh, sorry.
You would assume an actor or an actress would have photo, because you are just as much a performer as I am.
That's
as
true.
Kerry Washington, as Meryl Streep. So
finally, a similarity between me and Kerry Washington. I've been looking for one all these years. But yeah, like I like to have final say on everything, because I mean, it is a little different. I mean, having a promo of a drag queen just like versus a promo of like I hate to say normal again, but like a non drag queen actor. Like there's, in terms of like photoshopping and stuff like that, I feel like there's a little more that has to go into it. So it's always very scary putting the power in someone else's hands in that instance.
Sure. Let me go back to this normal thing. Do you feel that there is something unique or special about, or there's a unique qualification that goes into what you do, that goes into, versus if I'm on the cover of GQ or whatever, which I've never been, but you know what I'm saying? Like, do you feel like that there's a difference in what you offer up and what you present and what goes into the finished product that may not be the same thing for me as an actor or a woman as an actress?
I just think because I think there's more that goes into it, just the sheer amount of makeup and hair and everything we have to put on. It's kind of like taking a blank canvas and then starting over and then repainting everything. And we just want to, me as a queen, I want to appear flawless and perfect. This is a fantasy. It's an illusion. I'm not selling reality. I'm selling the fantasy.
But aren't you still an actor?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Even if you are playing into or giving us a feminine female persona, like you wouldn't be able to do this if you weren't an actor.
No, for sure, absolutely. I still consider myself an actor in a way, even though I wasn't a very good actor on the show. But what I do is, I would consider myself an actor. But it's just hard. My point, I guess I'm trying to make, is it's very hard to give up my power now, because I'm so, and as something I'm learning about the show business world is you have to at times kind of relinquish some of that. You're not always going to get the final say. You're not always going to get exactly what you want, and that's just part of the game.
Yeah.
But I'm so thankful that I get to do what I get to do, and that people enjoy what I get to do. It's very cool.
Can you talk a little bit about what changes in you when you were Brooklyn Heights versus, actually, I don't even know your real name. Do you mind?
I'm Brock.
Brock?
Yeah.
Right on.
Brock and Brooke.
Is there a shift in you? Can you speak to?
A little bit, yeah. I don't notice a huge one, but one of the great things about being a drag queen is you can get away with so much. Like you're allowed to say things a normal person isn't allowed to say. Like you're allowed to be a little bit more, I don't know, I'm not a normal person. I'm saying that word again. But you just become bigger. Yeah, you become bigger. Like everything just becomes bigger. Everything becomes a little bit larger than life. And I still think I'm very much me, but I come out of my shell a little bit, because when I'm a boy, I very much don't like to be the center of attention. I don't know
Oh
what to do.
wow.
I don't know what to do with it. Like I'm just very like I'm an extroverted introvert. Like I like being around
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
but I want to be in the corner watching everybody, like sitting on my
yeah.
stool. I'm kind
Because
of like I'm kind of like that.
do you find that, or at least I can attest to a version of that, how to articulate this. I suppose in some way, shape, form, or fashion, we all are drag queens, whether it is female drag that we're doing or our cisgender drag. But when I'm someone else, or when I'm a host, or when I'm in a movie, or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
It is easy for me to become amplified and to exacerbate the characteristics of whoever it is that I'm playing. But when I'm Titus and am at Skylark on the 30, whatever floor it is in Manhattan, I just want to be me. Oh my God,
Yeah.
sounds like accept me quick. But I don't want to be the center of attention. I don't know. Like you, I don't know what to do with it. It feels foreign to me. I don't know what you want. I don't know how to meet your need or desire. So would you say that is what you're describing?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like when I let's say I go out to a bar, and people come up to me and they want to take a photo with me, that's totally fine. I don't mind that. But like if I'm at a bar and there's a drag show going on and the drag queen sees me and she like calls me out on the microphone and calls me up on stage, I'm like, I literally want to crawl into my shell and just be like, I don't know what to do because I'm like, I don't see myself the way other people see me. So I'm not like, yes, it's me. Hello. I'm just like, hi, everyone. Please stop looking at me. And it must be so hard for you because you've played such larger than life characters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like, so people must come up to you expecting that from you.
I, on a regular basis, want to hide.
Yeah,
like,
I bet.
Daily. Like, I'm afraid to go to the grocery store. Not afraid, that's the wrong word. But, like, I find it challenging, energetically, to walk into spaces. And I, by no measure, have amassed the type of celebrity that even you have, or the Ariana Grande, or whoever. Like,
Yeah.
But my own world comes with, oh, hey, you play a persona that is so ebullient, and it is so. One would think that this is you, and that's par for the course for meeting you outside the persona that you are playing. And I am an introvert, man, and I don't know how to handle attention like that. And I find it challenging to even begin to articulate the gap between where Titus hovers and where all the people that I have had the great fortune to play live. And I'm still wrestling with that. And I don't know that I'll ever be able to reconcile it. I don't know. Maybe that's par for the course. Maybe that's just how, given our line of work, how that's just going to play out. But it is so comforting to hear that someone else finds it also.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I definitely feel the very same way you do. It's just, yeah, I don't know what to do with it. I just get overwhelmed, and I like to be around people, but I like to be around them but away from them.
Yeah. What's your sign?
I'm Pisces.
Oh, fuck!
Are you Pisces too?
I'm a Pisces.
When's your birthday?
February 21st.
Oh, I'm March 10th. I love that.
I'm so a Pisces, man. Like, I'm such a Pisces. Like,
me too, through and through.
Like, we feel everything to the nth degree. Like,
oh yeah,
the zenith, the epicenter of all that is going on. That is why it's also so hard. Pisces are naturally inherently HSPs, highly sensitive people,
Mm-hmm.
and it isn't just our own energy that we are processing. It's the energy of the entire room. It's the energy of the technology. It's the energy of the social construct that we walked
Mm-hmm.
into. It is so much larger and bigger than what. And I don't know if you experience this, but like after I'm in a space with a bunch of other people, I have to be by myself, and
Oh yeah.
I sleep for like hours. I close the curtains. I don't come out for days. Like it's hard.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Me and my best friend actually had a conversation about this, about how people don't give us energy, people take energy from us, and we recharge by being by ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And I love people, but I don't get energy from other people. They take it from me. Like it's
Even when you are not offering it, it's taken.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and so this quarantine in a way has been very nice because it's really allowed me to recharge a lot.
Oh man, come on, get out of here! People ask me like, what's a quarantine like for you? I'm like, yo, man, like this has been
It's nice,
brilliant,
right? I'm like, I'm not mad about it. It's great.
It's been great. Like the thought that I've not had that the entire world is on a mandatory chill the fuck outness, including myself. I had now, barring the horrific things that this time and this virus and the unemployment rate has caused the world, that's terrible. But the residual effect, the side effect, the idea that when I wake up today or tomorrow, that everyone is under the same rules that I am, which is to stay at home unless you absolutely have to go out. I've gone out 3 or 4 times for various reasons, and I just I breathed, a sigh of relief and release, because it's been calming and restorative on some level. So
yeah, I feel that, and I just feel really happy. Just even with after my move, like my mental state just completely changed. Like I just felt like I was having horrible anxiety attacks, and I was just feeling like depressed and angry. And as soon as I changed my environment, I was like, oh, this is so nice. And I felt so peaceful the last 3 weeks and in just such a good headspace.
how long have you been in LA now?
3 weeks now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's just been really, really, really nice to just like finally feel relaxed and especially with all the chaos that's going around us, to finally like find my calm within that. It's been really cool.
Brock, I could talk to you all day.
I know you have other people to talk to.
I'm gonna DM you and let's schedule a time to like do a proper in-depth exploration.
Absolutely, I would love that.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, please.
This is great. Thank you for accepting.
Oh, I love you so much. Thank you.
I love you too, man. Okay. Bye, honey.
Bye-bye.